Hello, so in this video, we're going to talk about what is the subconscious mind? Where is it? How is it programmed? And why do we need to be aware of it? So the subconscious mind is an energy field. It's an intelligent energy field. And it runs throughout the whole of the body. So often people will see the subconscious mind as being the brain, but it is not the brain, and it is not just located in the brain. The subconscious mind is an intelligent energy, and it's located throughout the whole energy field. So throughout the body, and it is infused within the brain as well. So it carries information and it directs the brain and it directs the body. So you'll be aware that there's many things that the body does without you even being aware consciously of how it does those things. So all of the functions of the body, like the heart pumping, the blood around the body, all the things that your organs do without conscious direction and awareness. And that is the subconscious energy field that is communicating with all of the cells in the body so that they function in a certain way so that you don't have to consciously be aware of that. So the subconscious mind is both a recorder of information. It carries information and creates form through that information. But it also has the ability to record and imprint programs. So programs can be recorded and imprinted on the subconscious mind. And how is it programmed? So obviously, at the beginning, the subconscious mind already carries information. It is already doing functions beyond your knowledge. But it also, as you go through this incarnation, records new information, records new programs. And this happens through repetition and through emotion. So it may be, if you think back to when you were a child and you were learning to walk, once you'd repeated that action enough times, boom, that is a subconscious program. And you don't have to think how to walk. In fact, when you got up today, there'd have been so many things that you did without thinking, because the subconscious mind has imprinted, has recorded a set of instructions, a program, and it runs that program, that set of instructions without your conscious direction. It's learned a set of instructions. It's imprinted that on the brain, in the body, and the brain and the body do the work automatically, because the brain really is like a super computer, and the body is a divine technology which is animated, which is given life through the subconscious. So it's also strong emotion that creates imprints within the subconscious mind. So it's like it becomes like a software program that then imprints onto the brain, the hardware, the computer. So it can be through just one interaction that you create a program on the subconscious mind if the emotion is strong enough. So let's say that as a child you touch a hot stove, it's going to create a really strong emotion of pain, and boom, you've created an instant program in the subconscious so that you don't have to, the next time you come across a hot stove, there'll be no touching that. You instinctively want to move away from that hot stove because you will have a memory of pain, and that pain that memory will move you away from that which you have associated pain with. So the subconscious is programmed through repetition, something that is said over and over again, or an action that is repeated over and over again until it's then buried into the subconscious, or through strong emotion, or through the mix of both of those. And so why do we need to be aware of it? So once we have actually created those programs, those imprints on the brain, it's like it's creating a ream of information on the brain, and that ream of information then projects out a reality into the earth, into the physical reality, onto the mirror that is the holographic world that we live in. And it projects out that ream, that reality onto the mirror, and then the mirror projects back to us. And it becomes like its own feedback loop. So, for example, we may have been programmed with a belief that we are not enough, we are not good enough. In fact, as we will talk about shortly, that is a belief that has been inserted artificially into humanity's collective consciousness. So we believe that we are not enough. And we believe that, and every experience that we encounter then reflects back that belief to us. So it might reflect back to us in a relationship where we are being treated poorly, or it might reflect back to us in a job. In fact, when we have those beliefs deep rooted, it often reflects back to us everywhere that we go. And what happens with that feedback loop is, because that belief reflects back to us, it reinforces the belief. So there is a saying that seeing is believing, but it is the opposite. We see what we believe. And by that belief then being projected onto the reality, onto the mirror, and then being reflected back to us, while it is subconscious to us, we don't realize that it's a belief, it's a program that we have accepted into our subconscious, we have imprinted into our subconscious. Often we don't do this with conscious consent, but we have accepted that onto that reality, and we project it out, and then we're seeing back what we believe. So why is it important to be aware? Well, it's important to be aware because of that very fact that what we believe creates that illusion that we see back to us. And because our subconscious mind has been hijacked, has been infiltrated with mind control programs, artificial intelligent subconscious programs to make us believe things about ourselves that is not the truth. So you can see in the word belief is the word lie, because most of what we believe to be true about the self is actually an illusion. It's the opposite. It's an inversion of the truth. And the subconscious has been purposely hijacked in this now time reality that we find ourselves in. However, we have, from a higher perspective, agreed to experience this reality. But at this point in time, we are now being called to awaken from the illusion, to start bringing those subconscious beliefs to the surface so that they can be seen with the light of truth. And as they are seen with the light of truth, they can be dissolved and integrated back into source. So these distortions, these hijacks, and particularly the belief I am not enough, that is one that is held collectively and is deep rooted in the collective consciousness, and is programmed into us in many different ways through school. Not that I am saying that the teachers in school are purposely injecting these beliefs. No, but the system itself, through TV, mind control technology, television, we are being told a vision of the self that is not the reality of the self. Through media, where humanity is picked apart, is tore down constantly, is ridiculed, is humiliated, is shamed. And this runs throughout society. And when I talk about school, it's more to do with the grading system, where you are being graded, compared, told you are not enough because of the grades that you get or do not get. And through our parents, through religion, through culture, through society, because this program is so deep rooted and it's been so subconscious, unconscious, and it's passed on unconsciously. So people are not passing it on usually with a malicious intent. It's because it's unknown, it's not seen, and it's projected onto another, because we project that we cannot see, that is unconscious, subconscious, in the shadows. We project that out into reality, and it's being projected out in reality, so reality can mirror it back to us, so that we can see it, so that we can see it with our light, and we can dissolve that program. So I just wanted to do this little short video to really just educate, I guess, and bring knowledge about the subconscious mind, how it works, how it is programmed, and how we need to become aware of it. And actually what's happening right now on the planet is a lot of our subconscious programs that were buried deep in the shadows are actually coming up organically, because the world is being flooded with light right now, because we are in an ascension process. We are a very special point in our evolution as humanity. We are ascending in consciousness, and to ascend in consciousness, we must see that was in the shadows. And that's why also it seems so chaotic out there in the world, because out there in the world represents the collective consciousness. It represents all the deep traumas and shadows and negative programs that we have all been artificially inserted with, that we have taken on as our own. It represents all of them coming up to the surface, being seen now in the light of day. And while they are seen in the light of day, we can then acknowledge their existence. And it starts with an acknowledgement. We can't make something that is unconscious conscious if we deny it, if we do not acknowledge and accept that it exists. Now, I'm going to link a couple of videos on this core deep wound that runs through the collective of not being enough, which we'll go into that in a little bit more detail, so that you can start to bring consciousness to that belief and start to dissolve it. Because when you start to dissolve it, you free yourself from the prison that is created through subconscious beliefs that limit us. And that subconscious belief is a big one that really limits you from stepping into your destiny, from being your best self, from embracing your highest timeline. So yeah, so please do check out the couple of videos that I link. Thank you.